Well, I guess it's time. What's going on? Wow. I didn't know I was going to start off the stream angry. Kids in our neighborhood. I don't know. This is something I don't understand. Okay? I don't understand that kids have it's like they have no respect for personal property. Like they were they were throwing a ball against my garage. Why? Why would you do this? Do you not care that this is not your property? This is not your place? So anyway, welcome to the show. I'm Order 42. This is Order 42. I'm Rob. Oh, I know him. And I'm not a fan. Not a fan of the kids. I'm not a fan of their parents. It's a thing. But hey, home ownership. You don't get to choose your neighbors, you know? So anyway. Yeah, that's what I should do, Bucho, is brandish a gun. I wouldn't get in any trouble for that. No. Just, I never had to be, I don't think I ever had to be told to respect other people's property and to stay out of people's yards. You have a yard, play in your own damn yard. And if you don't want to play in your yard, go somewhere that's, a public place. My yard, my home is not a public place. Get the hell out of my driveway. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Anyway, who cares? Who cares, right? Who cares? We're here to have fun. We're here to hang out. We're here to chill. That's what this show is. It's always been that way. That's what I basically wanted from the beginning, is a place that we could hang out and talk movies and whatever else is going on. Streaming shows or video games or whatever. But look, hey, Stafaux was first. Let's be honest here. Stafaux is first. So welcome to Heat, Too Furious. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about Heat 2. Um, Honestly, there's not a whole lot going on in the movie world. I mean, the whole Warner Brothers slash Netflix slash Paramount thing, but there's what can we talk about, you know? So I figure we'll just not worry about that yet, you know, until we have some concrete information, then we can try to figure out what the hell's going on. But Justin Yates was first, or second, I should say, not first. He was second with the exclamation point fart and the bidet boys. Hey, I've only made it to basically one full Vinny stream and then like the last 5 minutes of another stream. And Rufus, the Red, is here, and he also was streaming the other day. And I was about to type something in chat, but then my doctor walked in, so I couldn't type anything. I had to get back to, life and all that. So Rufus, I was in your chat. I didn't say anything because I couldn't. Anyway, also we have Bonobo Juice here. We have KP Senti here. We have Ninjinzu Games here. I am allowed to speak. If he's still here, Bonobo Juice, if you're still here, I would like to know what that's from because it's been bugging me ever since I saw you type it. So, yes. Anybody else watching tonight's stream on their virtual boy? That would be interesting. How would that work? Would it even work? I don't think it would work. Like, there's not a Twitch app for the Switch too, right? And I don't know. I don't even know how it would work. But welcome. And yeah, well, there is a sequel being worked on for Heat 2. Don't know if it's coming out by November? Isn't that we're supposed to get GTA 6? So I don't know. Interesting shirt. Well, it's just my 9 Inch Nails shirt from the Tron movie. It's got stuff. The thing that bothers me about it is that it's like it's not like a heavyweight shirt, but it's not a thin shirt either. It's somewhere in between, and it picks up lint like crazy. So but whatever. It is asymmetrical. But yeah, I don't know. I don't understand the kids. Don't understand the kids. Why not their garage instead? Great question. Great question. Why are you not playing in your own damn yard? I don't know. You go to their house and make them watch you wreck their dad. I'm not doing that. Now, if they continue to be disruptive, I will say something to them, and I will say something about, hey, they need to be taught that you have respect for people. You have respect for your neighbors because they're the people that are going to come to your, you should be respectful, of their house. You shouldn't play ball next to their garage. Like, I don't even understand it. But no, I will not be wrecking anyone's dad. So, you missed us all so much, Bucho. Did you? Did you really? It's good to see everyone. It's good to see everyone here. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I put out a review last week for Blades of the Guardians. Apparently, it only showed in 146 theaters across the country. And wow, the first hour or so, it got up to like 40 something views, and I'm like, hey, cool. I hope it gets up to like I always hope that my videos will get, between 300 and 400 views. If I can get close to the 10% of my subs in the views, I'm happy. But then it's blown up and it's almost at 11,000 views, which is like, what? So complete shock. And if you guys enjoyed the video, thank you. It was just, I wanted to talk about it, new martial arts film. So yeah, it's all for it's one of those movies where not a whole lot of people in the US are talking about it, but those that did go see it had a good time. And it's a fun martial arts film with a bunch of like, it's really awesome. And it's directed by Yun Wu Ping, who was the fight choreographer for The Matrix and many, many other of your favorite martial arts films. So he directed it and it was awesome. So, and I had a good time. And all I did was a review and I got all this freaking attention. So, I don't know. It's kind of cool. But it's always a surprise, like when that happens. So, if you watched it, I appreciate it. So, thank you. You'd be pissed. Look, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, I noticed this, this was probably, God, like 6-7 years ago. And it was after a big snow, like when we had ice and snow and all that. And these kids were hanging off of my tree. And I'm like, why are you playing in my yard? And April was like, why are you yelling at them? I'm like, why are they playing in my yard? Go play in your own damn yard. That's a thing. Go play in your own yard. Don't freaking get out of my yard. Like, I don't get it. So, anyway. Get off my lawn. I mean driveway, right? I'd be a little bitch and be like, I'm calling non-emergency police. I'm not calling police on kids doing something like that. Now, if they continue to be disruptive, I will be calling the police. Well, the first thing I'll do is I'll go to their house. And I'll talk to their mom and dad, because I have met them. And I'll say, hey, I don't understand why they're playing in my yard. And why they're throwing balls up against my garage. They need to be playing in their own yard. And they need to respect other people's property. It's not anything other than, hey, leave people alone. You know, if I'm outside and we're going to play ball or whatever, okay, it hits the garage, no big deal. But they were literally standing in my driveway throwing the ball against my garage. That's not, oops, sorry, it hit your garage. Like, I could even understand that. I mean, the kid next door is, I guess he's in Little League. And every now and then he'll knock on my door and he'll say, hey, sorry, but my ball went over the fence. Can I go get it? I said, I'll go get it. So I'll go grab it for him and no big deal. Very respectful of other people's property. These kids aren't. They just don't give a crap, and I don't understand it. I'm like, you're not in the country. This isn't, this neighborhood is not your playground. You have to respect other people. And yeah, some people might be packing. So you need to learn at a very young age to respect other people. It's just one of those things that I thought everybody taught their kids, but I guess not. So anyway. Yeah. They are 2020s kids, not 70s, 80s, or 90s kids. The kids around here are more chill. Well, Shozama, that hasn't been my my experience. It seems like kids these days, they don't respect anybody's property. And it's been that way. It's just been that way. I don't know. It's almost like they don't have the social skills to realize that they might be affecting other people. And they don't realize that their screams and their yells are disturbing to people that maybe don't have kids and don't want to have kids, and you're basically injecting yourself into their lives. I don't know. In Texas, don't you blast some ammo for anyone coming onto your property? I mean, no. I mean, you have to be, yeah, I think you have to be a little more, couth than that. I don't think you can just start shooting if someone walks onto your property. But at the very least, you should respect my property. You shouldn't hang off my tree, for one. You shouldn't throw balls against my garage. It's like they didn't understand that would make noise. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Lurkers are the backbone of streaming. KP Senti, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. In fact, to me, lurking is love. Because you just want to sit back and chill, and that's, hey, I'm cool with that. So no big deal. AOI 2012, what the F? Heat 2? Yes. Yes. Heat 2 is going to happen. Made it in time, just got back from picking up coffee supplies and a cake for my brother. Well, okay. Happy birthday? Or happy here, eat this cake that I bought you? Happy congratulations with the things? And Jody B. Hello, sir. Welcome. Good to see you. Switch 2 doesn't have any streaming service apps at all. Yeah, I mean, look, everybody's in a different situation, but I don't get it. I mean, I guess I can understand it for like Disney Plus or something, because then your kids could watch it, while you're watching, you know, Chips or something, or, Knots Landing. Your kid can sit there and watch Bluey on their Switch or whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just saying words. YouTube app on Switch 1. Virtual Boy works on Switch 1 as well. Oh. I'm watching this stream on my Apple Newton. Well, Cosma, I'm probably pretty damn grainy. So, which is probably good because, my skin's not the best. Real quick, I just want to say, I did go to my first therapy session. Yes, I went to therapy. I mean, it's kind of obvious, right? I mean, things have been weird on this channel lately. Really, all over the place. Mentally, I'm not 100%, I've been having trouble sleeping. Sometimes I lay in bed for 2 hours before I actually get to sleep. So yeah, I figured this was something I should try, and went to my first one, and maybe I'll let the person talk next time, because I basically talked the entire time. I have no problem talking if you weren't aware. But yeah, so that's a thing. I also went to my regular, I guess, my abdominal stuff doctor. Everything's still good. Doesn't want to see me for another year. So that is great news. Everything's going, I mean, all this is good, which is, look, that's good news for me. That's really good news for me. And there's always a, I don't know, there's some anxiety going to that doctor, because you never know what tests might show that I can't feel or see or anything. He said everything's good. And like all my, because I was put on new medication, and the new medication is going well. So it's all good, man. It's all good. Very happy about that. Oh, look at you guys missing each other. So, heck yeah, congrats. Hey, thanks. Like I said, I didn't do anything different other than it was a movie that not a whole lot of people reviewed. So, I say the big three, at least for me. The big three that I actually subscribe to. There's a lot of movie channels out there that do reviews and stuff. But like Jeremy Johns, Chris Stuckman, and Dan Morrell, none of them did a review on it. And so I was like, that's probably why, is that there's just not a whole lot of people talking about this movie. And it didn't even crack the top 10 in America, but it was the number 2 movie in the world this last week. So that's probably, if I look at the, what do you call it? It's not demographics. I guess it is demographics. If I look where all the views were coming from, they're probably from other countries, because yeah, there's not a whole lot of, there wasn't a whole lot of growth until the next day, and it was like, whoa, holy crap. I mean, it was like it hit 1,000, I think. And see. See if I can show you. It's really, like, to me it's really interesting the way that YouTube works. So I'm at 10,991. But you can see how, like, the first day I had 160. So that's pretty good. For me, that's pretty good. And then within a day and a half, it was up to 4,000. And right now it's at 10,992. So that's a thing. And then I've got I want to say like almost 50 subscribers off of it. So yeah, every now and then you just do a video and it just catches on. And then next week when I do a review of some old ass movie, they're gonna be like, "What? Okay, unsubscribe." I mean, I'm gonna lose most of them, and I'm fine with that. You know, the people that are here to chill, and they're here to see me talk about old crap or crap. They're just here for the ride. You know, and some people aren't in for that. So it's gonna be like a new wave of people asking me to do martial arts reviews. I'm like, there's not a whole lot of them, number one. And number two, all I can do is go back. I mean, I've got a lot of them to review, but I don't really want to review all those movies. You know what I mean? But Noble Juice said, Rob, that was from my own mind, my own expression, if you will. Is basically a nonsensical icebreaker. Well, okay then. I thought it was from a movie or something. Like, for some reason, it was like, what it reminded me of is what Qui-Gon tells Jar Jar in episode 1. Is it just because you have the ability to speak? Oh, the ability to speak does not make you intelligent. And I was like, what is, I don't know. I don't know. Are they directly next to you? Well, one of them is. Yeah, at least one of them lives next door. And I don't, like I said, I don't get it. I would hide in my window, use my airsoft on them. No. I don't want to antagonize at all. But if they continue doing stuff to be disruptive to me, oh, it's on. It's on. And I'm going to talk to their parents. And I'm going to talk to them very, very, very chill. And I'm going to be like, hey, these kids need to be taught that, you know, you need to respect your neighbors. And you need to respect other people's property. You know? I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, I don't have, you know, acres of land that I'm trying to protect from, you know, the wolves and stuff. But come on, man. Play in your own yard and don't do crap in my yard. Just, you know, like, we don't have any kids and we're very quiet people. There's no reason for anybody to do that kind of stuff to me. So there you go. Oh my God, the screams and yells hella piss me off, but the ones that do it on a daily basis are like super young kids and their parents is literally there, so I just roll my eyes. Well, again, I can't fault some kid these days for playing outside. I think that's actually a good thing. But again, you still have to realize that this isn't your playground. This is a neighborhood and people have things to do. Pull out the P90 once they step on the grass. I don't have a P90. You know, one of the what do you call them? Firing ranges, I guess, around me. You know, you can rent guns. One of the guns that you can rent is a P90. Just kind of neat. So, a paintball gun? No paintball. No. I just tell them to move on. They're trespassing. Yeah, I said, what do you do to my garage? And they were just, they just froze. And I mean, it's like, one's holding a tennis ball and one's holding like one of those little basketballs. Is probably the basketball that hit the garage. And they're like, I said, you guys play in your own yard. You know, please. And I was nice about it. I could have gone out there yelling, but I didn't. I said, what are y'all doing to my, what are you doing to my garage? And they're just like, So hopefully they just chill. You know, Yeah, drive safe, Folks. Jeez. The Nintendo Switch eShop literally has smut games. I mean, that is true. That is true. If not, if I'm not back in 30 minutes, just wait longer. Yeah, I mean, look, the Switch has an eShop problem. I mean, most of those games are just trash, and they're just meant for those, oh, it's only $1 or it's only 46 cents or something, I get it. They really should have a cleaner thing. When's your next appointment? Sometime this week. But yeah, I mean, it's a thing. It's just nice to have somebody that doesn't know anything, and I can just kind of unload, and just kind of just talk. And it's been really nice. It's been really nice. By the way, this is something that I failed to do last week, but I want to show it off because I got it from the living room. This is April's Valentine's card for me, because she always makes like beautiful cards. And I mean, look, she really goes above and beyond every time she does it. But man, this one was just like, it was so, I don't know. It's just cool. It's just a cool card. Tell me that is not a cool freaking, I mean, that is awesome. And there's no texture. There's a little bit of texture, but for the most part, it's just the way that just the way that it looks. It's just gorgeous. Yeah, it's not 3D. It's just really cool looking. I just love it. And it's so her style, where it's, I don't know. It's just cool. So I wanted to share that with you. So there you go. Was there punch and pie? No, it was literally, it was my first time ever doing anything like this. And it's not like I ever had anything against it. I just never thought that I needed it. But when things got weird, and when I was starting to, I was starting to affect my sleep, and it was starting to affect my, not judgment, but my, I don't know, like nothing bad or anything like that. Just a lack of clarity, and just, kind of like just a depression. Cause it made me realize something. It was like, man, I don't remember ever feeling like this. And so it was just, it was just time. It was one of those things where it was like, this is like, I felt like I probably should have gone like a month ago, but what my therapist said was, she said, yeah, usually when somebody has a really traumatic thing happen to them, like what you went through, it's good to start right away. And I'm like, well, it's been 5 months, so oops. But it is a thing that it's just a lot to deal with, man. And not only, that it's, a really good friend of mine, but he's also my creative partner, and it's just been, so yeah, it's just been, it's been hard. It's been difficult, and I'm not above asking for help, especially when I don't know what the hell I'm doing most of the time. But the good news is, the creative, juices have been flowing, which is a good thing. And on the way, it was weird. On the way there, I had just like all this anxiety, and just like, it was all like built up. And then on the way home, still traffic, like normal, like it's just traffic everywhere. But it would just, it didn't bother me. I felt lighter, so hopefully it's just a good thing. So Rufus, you use us for therapy? Well, Chinese movie, right? Big fan base, just like Bollywood. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But it was a shock to see it continue to grow, and it's finally starting to level off. So it'll probably end up with less than 12,000. But like I said, I'm happy with like 300, 400. If I can get 500, to me, that's a success. That means 10% of my audience, my subscribers watched it, or any variation of that, and that's a good thing. So yeah. Semi-viral. I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, 10,000 views is nothing. Like there's so many that I watch, so many different channels that I watch that, they'll put up they'll get 1,000 views in the first 10 minutes, and I'm like, geez. But it's also, I have to understand too, is that, movies is not exactly, because I focus pretty much on movies, right? It's not exactly the most popular thing right now. And on top of that, there's so many others that already have a, like a set subscriber base that is very loyal, and they watch everything they put out. And I'm not expecting anybody to watch everything I put out, but when I subscribe to somebody, it's because I watch every single one of your videos. So that's how I do it. So I don't like movies. See, there you go. You love martial arts movies. Why not review more of them? But what can I add to a movie that's been out for 40 years, 50 years, that, like, I don't have anything specific I'd want to say. I have to have something to say. And if I don't have anything to say, then I'm just not going to say it. So there have been weeks where I don't put out a video because I either didn't go watch a movie, like a brand new movie, or I didn't, Rachel, let me see if it'll actually. Fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay, well, it still kind of works. That was the alert. But Rachel, thank you for becoming an orderly. Thank you. Level 1 orderly. Thank you, Rachel. It's good to see you. And of course, every time I look at close range, I'm like, oh yeah, Rachel told me about that movie. So, but no, it's I have to have something to say. And I'm not one of those people that can just put out a video. I have to have passion for it. I have to do the thing, I have to go through the whole thing. So that's just how I look at it. I don't know. The people might not know about those old martial arts films. That's reason enough. But here's the thing. There are certain cases where I could understand. Like if I did, for example, the 36 Chamber of Shaolin. That is probably one of my, I think it is my favorite Shaw Brothers film, right? I love that movie. It's so good. I could talk about that. And I can even, in talking about that, I can talk about the sequels and how the sequels just didn't really live up. But it's like very often, these martial arts films, they don't have any script that matters. Like the script doesn't matter at all. And in fact, a lot of them, they just come up with them on the fly, especially back then, Shaw Brothers and all that. So this was a movie where there was a script and they stuck to it and they had something to say. And so 36th Chamber is one of the best martial arts films in general. And not only do you get to see all kinds of different fighting styles, but it's freaking awesome. That movie's just great. And Gordon Liu is amazing in that. Gordon Liu is definitely up there as one of my favorites. Now, then you've got, the Jet Li films, you've got the Jackie Chan films. You can go back to, the One-Armed Swordsman and stuff like that. But the big ones, sure. But I honestly, if I did a review like that, I just don't see it being, it would be fun to do, but I don't know if it would get any kind of response. Now, I could be completely wrong, but I also I need to be inspired to do a video like that. So yeah, one day I might review 36 chamber because I think I have the DVD, the Blu-ray, and then it's part of the one of the Shawscope collections. So I've owned that movie at least twice, I think 3 times. I can't remember if I have it on. I can look it up, can't I? You know what? That's the greatest thing about this thing. I love it. I love it. Oh, look at there. It's right there. "36 chamber." Okay, I don't have the DVD. I just have the Blu-ray. Um, I don't have the DVD of it. But anyway. So yeah, maybe, but I don't know. I installed the streaming apps on Switch too. The owners of the apps just need to update them. YouTube is not yet available on Switch 2, but we hope to be offering it soon. That was in October. Bad neighbors are the worst. I'm so glad to be away from a couple of them. One was in a one-way turf war with me for 2 years without my knowledge for abiding to a request. Well, Bonobo Juice, I did have a pretty terrible neighbor. In fact, it was the people that were living like right here. And they basically they just had dogs that were just they barked all the time, and they were big freaking golden retrievers. They were sweet, but man, they barked all the time. And I'm like, and this was while I was going through all my surgeries and stuff. And so I would be like trying to sleep whenever I could because, you know, pain and all kinds of stuff, right? I'm basically in recovery. And I just said, dude, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Can you please take your dogs inside? Like that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I mean, most of the time, it's pretty quiet in this neighborhood, but this new set of neighbors have moved in and they've been very disruptive and not really, yeah, they suck. So we'll see. We live in a society. Yeah, exactly. Steve, I think. He laid a strip in front of my house with his Plymouth and I didn't know it was at me. People are so petty sometimes. Getting sick of the anime community hiding behind the animation. They may be the filthiest humans of all. Well, I don't know. Like I look, this might be I don't even know what this is. I don't even know what stance this is. But I don't have a problem with there being, you know, adult themed games out there. But at least allow them to filter them out, you know, allow us as the, you know, when you go through the top releases, you should be able to say, I don't want any games over like M or I don't, or whatever. I mean, I'm sure you can do that, but there's just a lot of crap, you know, and you know, it's crap. When you look at it, the game came out 30 minutes ago and it's 48 cents. Yeah. That's just trying to make a bunch of money. And that's crap. And I don't think it should be. I think that they should get rid of that stuff. There should actually be a standard to be able to, you know, release games on the format. That's just how I look at it. Is that a 3D card? It's awesome. The black paper sticking out. I mean, it is sticking out from the white, but yeah. That card is the answer to the Billie Eilish Barbie movie song. Neither one of us have seen that. So I wonder if that, like, you know, because she buys like different, like, what do you call them? I don't even know what you call them. What do you call them? Not stencils, but things. Maybe. I don't know. Per Gross Point Blank, you need a shakabuku, the swift spiritual kick to the head that alters your reality. Steve, I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Is that in reference to my therapy or is that in reference to my neighbors? Because either way, I don't really need any more kicks to the head. Oh, that's weird. I got a disconnection on my YouTube or on my chat. Anybody else get that? I'm not dropping any frames. Everything shows excellent. So I don't know what's going on. I hope everything's okay. Hey Rob, another fellow bidet boys. Hope everyone is doing well this week. Justin, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So thank you. I got to drive to Ricky's place. Catch yous after. Why did I wait till now to join? It's duh. Rachel, you have nothing to apologize for. I've talked about it. I've actually considered not even doing it anymore just because this is going to be somewhat weird to say, but I've actually had like making videos and shorts and doing the live and all that kind of stuff. It's actually brought me some, there it is again, chat disconnected. Weird. It's brought me some stress, and I feel like I'm not providing what I should for the members. So I almost feel like I should just turn it off. And that you guys shouldn't have to pay for that. I don't know. It might be weird. I don't know. But that's kind of how I felt. But I appreciate the support. I really do. Jerome said, yeah, the people might not know about those martial arts films. That's true. But like I said, I just don't know if there's a big thing about it. But at the same time, there have been many older movies that I've reviewed that continue to get views to this day. Like I remember it was probably 2 weeks ago. One of my most viewed videos was that video that I did for At Close Range. For some reason, At Close Range, people just keep watching it. And then A Good Year, Ridley Scott, A Good Year, for some reason. And it's kind of like, I've said this before, but it's a weird thing. But when I was at Blockbuster and I would rent old movies, okay? Like I can't even come up with a good example, but I'd rent an old movie and I'd want to talk about it. And of course, nobody would want to talk about, a movie from 10 years ago or 20 years ago or whatever. But I could pull up RogerEbert.com, put it in the search, and there you go. I've got somebody talking about the movie, and I loved it. And of course, this was pre-YouTube. So I loved that. And it's one of the things that, like, I learned about criticism from Roger Ebert. And there were some times where I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with this movie. There's something wrong with this movie, and I don't know what it is. Pull up a search, and there he is talking about the movie and what he thought was wrong with it. And then I go, holy crap, that's it. Wow. Okay. So I actually learned criticism from reading reviews from Roger Ebert. So it's just one of those things where that's what I wanted from my channel. I wanted people to be able to, search my reviews or search a movie, and hopefully mine will come up and you can see what I think about it, and I try to think about it without spoiling anything. And I try not to, tell you what to think. I just say, hey, this is what I thought of it, basically review it the way that Roger Ebert might. And I actually, I wrote to him once and he wrote me back, and I thought that was really cool. I don't even remember what it was about, but it was one of those things where it was cool to get a response from somebody that again, it's not like he was my idol or anything, but I looked up to the man, it's like I enjoyed movies and I enjoyed his takes. So it was cool that he responded. Anyway, 36 Chamber is freaking amazing. It is. As far as martial arts movies go, it needs to be in the top, I would say the top 5. It's in the top 5. And yeah, I'm including Fist of Legend, probably Enter the Dragon, Drunken Master, 36 Chamber, and maybe Crouching Tiger. I'm trying to think if there's another one that might be better. Those are that's probably my top 5, which I didn't even think about it. I just said them. But there you go. You post things that have already been done because you bring your own flair, and everything has already been done. There are only so many variables in this world: 10 million colors, 12 notes, 7 types of stories. You know, there was a really funny back in the old podcast switched on. There was and I don't know if we actually recorded this, but we basically came to there were romantic comedies / buddy cop films and porn. There was only 2 types of stories. So there you go. And it was being goofy, but yeah, there are not very many types of stories, but again, it's not what it's about, it's how it's about it. Very famous Roger Ebert quote. A movie is not what it's about, it's how it's about it. Because so many stories are just variations on a lot of these universal themes. Probably going to see A Better Tomorrow in theaters, doing a special screening on Sunday. Yes, I did hear about that. That is very cool. That's very cool. I mean, the movie's cool. Not one that I get like if they did Fist of Legend, I'd be there. I'd want to see that in the theater. But yeah, I'm not a huge John Woo fan. I mean, of course, I respect what he's done for the action genre and all that kind of stuff, but he's not my favorite. I think of you every time I see Zodiac. Please tell me I didn't miss you talking about Heat 2. Oh, no, not yet, Rachel. Not yet. In fact, why don't we just really quick, I do want to talk about it. So this was the big news today, at least that I saw. I mean, there's a lot of news. There's always a lot of news. I mean, gosh, we've had so many actors pass away in the last couple of weeks. It's been nuts. Of course, James Vanderbeek and Robert Duvall, and then David Carradine. It was David, right? Is it David? Robert Carradine. No, David Carradine's still alive, I think. Wait a minute. Keith Carradine. I can always get them mixed up. And they're all anyway. Robert Carradine. So yeah, and Eric Dane. And again, some of them I don't really have any connections. I'd never watched anything Robert Carradine ever did. Of course, I saw Revenge of the Nerds, but it wasn't like a staple of my childhood or whatever. But I mean, if hey, we honor those we lost. What's the line? Every death diminishes us or something. I can't remember. But anyway, yes, Christian Bale just told me I'll be back. Not me, but this Jake Hamilton guy. I'll be back in Chicago soon for Heat 2. So this is a guy that works at Fox 32 News. And yeah, so the thing is yeah, we're getting a Heat 2. I've talked about this a few times on the channel because, it's, of course, I read the book when it came out. The book I really enjoyed the book, but I'm so confused as to how they're going to do this. Because it's not like they're going to do, of course, not all the actors survive, number one. Not all of the actors have survived in real life since Heat 2. Again, I'm not going to go into spoilers just in case somebody hasn't seen Heat, okay? But not all of the actors have survived. Not all of the characters survived. And it takes place in the future after Heat 2 and in the years prior to Heat 2. Like when some of these characters were 10, 15 years younger. So, the only 2, as far as I know, the only 2 confirmed actors are Leonardo DiCaprio and now Christian Bale. Those are the 2 actors we know for sure. Now, we also saw that Adam Driver had said something about Heat 2, but nothing official. and also Austin Butler. There was a video of him training with guns, and it looked awesome. But I don't know. Like, to me, it makes sense. Austin Butler kind of looks like a young Val Kilmer. That could work. The problem is, young Val Kilmer is not in the story. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know who's cast as what. Um it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be really interesting. But I really loved the book. I thought the book was really well done. Kind of wraps up a little fast for me, but I still really enjoyed the ride. And yeah, we'll see what happens. And in order to, it goes back and forth. So you're seeing, you know, kind of the beginnings of these characters, and then the not the end, but I guess the end, but the continuation of one of the characters, and it just kind of goes back and forth, and like to the from the future to the past, for the future past, and it's like, how is he going to do this? Like, how can you now? The thing is we've got Project Hail Mary coming next month. I'm super excited for that one, and of course, that's another one where, man, I love the story. I just hope they can get it. Man, I hope that they can get this right, but we'll see. So, and it's Michael Mann. Of course, I just watched all of Miami Vice, or a lot of it. I enjoyed that. Of course, there were some stinkers. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did watch some of the best episodes, the most highly rated. Of course, I love Heat. I love Manhunter. I love Thief. The guy has been one of my. He's like a solid direct. Collateral. Holy crap, Collateral. Man, what a great movie that is. So it's Michael Mann. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. So there you go. Take that. Wu-Tang Clan ain't none to F with. Heat 2 Bank Heist Boogaloo. Anyone else having stream lag? Huh. I still show excellent and 0 drop frames. So is everybody okay? I hope everybody's okay. I play the only adult game worthwhile, Captain Planet, for the NES. Stamps. Yeah, she does. She has done stamps in the past, but for the most part now, it's I think she uses these template type things. Long live anime. I mean, sure. Usually the stream doesn't stay live for me 100%, but not too much time behind. 7 a.m. waking up in the morning, gotta be fresh, talking about downstairs. Best 3 Rob Zombie movies. 0. There are 0 good Rob Zombie movies. I don't like them. Here's the thing. If you're a fan of Rob Zombie, more power to you. But I cannot vibe with his movies. I've given multiples of his movies a shot. I think they're poorly directed, poorly acted, and poorly edited. So there's not really a whole lot for me to like in Rob Zombie movies. But that's just me. A spiritual kick to the head to give you new clarity. Well, I don't think I need any more jostling. You know what I mean? Who had better movies, Danny Glover or Samuel L. Jackson? That's tough, man. That's tough. Because to me, Danny Glover went from doing, really like important movies like The Color Purple to doing Lethal Weapon, and then of course the sequels and all that kind of stuff, doing Maverick and things like that. But he's also done really quirky roles like in the Royal Tenenbaums. I think Danny Glover is probably, I'll say this, I think Danny Glover is probably the better actor. So if you're looking for movies with acting, I think he's probably a little better than Samuel L. Jackson is. Not to say that Samuel L. Jackson is bad, but I think he's probably he's got a wider range. Samuel L. Jackson typically does a lot of the same kinds of role. and I love them both. Like seriously, I own. I guess I could look it up, but I know I own a ton of Samuel L. Jackson movies, but he's never really the lead. You know, there are very few movies where he's the lead of the movie. Of course, I think he was robbed from Pulp Fiction. I think he should have won Best Supporting Actor for that. I don't know who he lost to, but he should have won for that. Like no question, in my opinion. And I think maybe it was Gary Sinise for Forrest Gump that won, which also was a kind of a, I mean, that was a great role for him. But but yeah, I mean, Danny Glover's been a powerhouse for a long time. Samuel Jackson as well. I'll just say that Danny Glover probably has the better acting roles. Samuel L. Jackson probably has the more entertaining films, like overall, in general, for the most part. And they both have stinkers under the belt. I mean, Snakes on a Plane, come on. Come on. Ooh, don't you take my badge away. This is the worth. Some choose to support, some don't. All good. You know what? And that's cool. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So, no, okay, I'll leave it. I'll leave it, and then we'll see what happens. But I'll leave it for a while. I'll stop thinking about that. So thank you. That's a sound argument. He's got Predator 2. Speaking of martial arts, I think it's time to watch The Legend 2 again. I don't know if I own that. Isn't The Legend... I don't know. I can't... It's been a long time since I've seen that. Predator 2 is horrible next to AVP 2. I think my computer broke. Look, for me, Predator 2 is not great. It's definitely like half as good as the first movie, in my opinion. It's got a more, almost a made for cable kind of feel to it. I absolutely hate the creature effects in that movie. It's one of the things that has always turned me off on that movie, is because I think the Predator looks terrible in that movie. It looks so bad. But yeah, that's my take on it. There's some enjoyable things in the movie, but it's nowhere near as good as the first movie. So there you go. Siskel and Ebert were legends of monoculture. I miss monoculture. There you go with your monoculture again. But you're right. You're absolutely right. Movie High Club has become the loud Howard of the chat. Don't troll me, bro. Yeah, I apologize if my Rob Zombie comments, if you're like a big Rob Zombie fan, but I can't stand his music. I can't stand his movies. I mean, very famously, Billy, and Jay did a review of The Munsters, and it was horrible. It was so bad. I hated it so much. Like, I hated everything about that. So it's not for me, man. He's not for me. I don't think he's, like, I actively wonder how. I mean, like, some people are like, More Human Than Human is badass. It's the same. It's just repeating the same. There's no variation in the song. It's just, I can't stand him. But some of those movies you mentioned got recent 4K releases or a 4K digital release. People can be watching them to see if they're worth a purchase instead of buying blind. I mean, you're not wrong, Shozama. You're not wrong. But some of those are, like, the ones that I'd really want to talk about are probably the ones that nobody cares about. And that's, gosh, most of my, go look and see. I mean, you don't have to do this. But there's a lot of my Ridley Scott reviews that have gotten barely any views. Like zero. Like, not zero, but very, very close to zero. Like, not a lot of views. And it's just because not a lot of people care. But guess what? I don't care. So I'm going to review what I want to review. And if If next week or this week or whatever, I want to review 36 Chamber of Shaolin, I'm going to review it. And I'm not going to care if it gets 4 views or 400 views. It's really not going to matter to me. It's just like my freaking, again, very proud of my Wes Anderson video that I did on the Wes Anderson archive from Criterion. I think if you're a Wes Anderson fan, it's a no brainer. You gotta do it. You have to do it. Wait for the sale so you can save some money, but it's awesome. It's great. And it's full of special features. It's great for a Wes Anderson fan, but barely anybody watched it. So I'm like, and it's one of those things that kind of makes you go, well, I put all that time and effort into that video and nobody cares. Not nobody, but the algorithm didn't pick it up. I just don't get it. So it's kind of like, I'm going to review what I want to review. And if it's something you want to watch, great. If not, hey, maybe the next one. So loud movie club. Everybody just chill out. I mean, look, movie high club. Typical. What do you call it? Chat etiquette is to not type in all caps. So if you would, hey, chill out with the caps. You did have one in there that was not in caps, so maybe not in caps. I get what you think about no more subscription. It should be stress-free, not like I have to. We will all support you either way. Hopefully Operation Evil sent people your way with at close range. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how, I still get comments every now and then on that video. And it's like I got one the other day and it was like, where did this come from? Why does this video keep popping up? It's just weird. How can you yell when it's in a chat? LOL, there's no sound when you read my stuff. Do you yell in your head? That's weird. A person only dies twice? I'm not sure I don't know what that means. PB&J or grilled cheese, which one is better? Oof. Man, you're talking about two 100% to me, those are polar opposites. I don't know. Like a good grilled cheese, like the way I make it, that's one of my favorite things on the planet. The problem is it's so fattening that it's not exactly the best choice. I'll tell you this, peanut butter, strawberry jam, slices of banana. It's on. That's probably the best. But then again, grilled cheese. Man, grilled cheeses are awesome. How can you pick? It's almost like, what are you in the mood for? You're in the mood for this or that, like two different things. No, the line is every rose has its thorn. Same death as the lead singer of INXS, as I recall. Oh, you're talking about Robert Carradine? I didn't know anything about his actual death. So the sequel to Heat is going to be called Preheat. I'm going to give that one to you. But yeah, some of it takes place after the movie Heat and some takes place prior to. So who knows? I don't know what they're going to do. What would be interesting is if they can write the story like the book was, where you're constantly going back and forth. And some of the things that each set of characters go through, it is leading up to the sort of the climax of the story. It would be interesting to see if they can pull that off. I'm not convinced. That it's going to be great. But the thing is I love Michael Mann and I'll always give Michael Mann a shot. Even his poor movies are still visually stunning. And that's one of the things that I keep going back and forth on too, is that like a lot of Ridley Scott movies aren't great movies just if you're just watching it for the plot. But man, visually, they're stunning to look at. They're just 1490 or the is it 1492? Where is it? Is that what it's called? 1492 Conquest of Paradise, right? Not a great movie, but visually amazing. And then there are choices that he makes that are just like like to me baffling. Some of the CG, or I guess early CG or early effects, or I don't know what the hell he was doing, but there was some stuff that was like, why is this in the movie? And the movie's just kind of all over the place. It was definitely in a hurry, but there are some visually stunning scenes in that movie. So I don't know. And Rachel says Leonardo, ugh. You're not a fan of Leonardo, huh? Not a fan of Leonardo. To me, DiCaprio is one of the top 5 actors working today. Like he is, I've loved almost all the movies he's done. Like I think he's great. So I don't know. See instructions. Oh, for the preheat. Right. Yes. Well, excellent advice. Nobody actually does. Yeah, I'm live. Okay, so you're good. That was a good ass list. You ever think about doing list vids? Jerome, I don't typically like doing lists because I never like that's a pretty good list for martial arts films, but that was just off the top of my head, and I can't believe I was able to come up with like my favorites of. I basically said, okay, what did I say? My favorite Jackie Chan film, my favorite Jet Li film, my favorite Shaw Brothers film or Gordon Liu film. Yeah, I mean it's one of those things where sometimes it's very easy and sometimes it's a pain in the butt. Now, one of the things that I'm going to do if I can ever freaking get around to finishing it is when I get finished with my Ridley Scott view-a-thon, Ridley Scott review-a-thon. Yeah. If I can ever get through the rest of them, and all of the last ones, I left basically the bangers for last. So these are ones where I'm going to have to spend a lot of time on the video, a lot of time really kind of going through the special features and stuff. And I just have not taken the time to do that. But I did recently buy Alien Covenant, which was one of the movies that I didn't own in some way, shape, or form. I have it now. So it's one of those things where I want to do that. But then I also want to rank them. And that is going to be incredibly hard because I love Ridley, I love him so much. But I've just never been that big into making list videos. But I know it's one of those things that the algorithm loves, and people seem to love. Maybe I should think about that. But I've always been kind of turned off by the idea. Because I don't like, what's your top 10 movies of all time? Shit, okay. Let me think of the thousands of movies that I've seen and try to figure out what's the best movie. You know what I mean? It's really tough. And how do you rank it? Do you rank it on like the impact that it had on you the first time you watched it? Because some movies are seriously amazing movies that you'll only see once because it's like, I don't want to go through that experience again. But it makes such an impact on you that you want, you have to acknowledge it. So for example, like Schindler's List, for me, is one of those movies. It's one of those movies that I think is just an absolutely fantastic movie. But it is not a movie that I've only seen once. And I'm going to watch it one more time probably in my life. And that it will be when April finally decides to watch it as part of the top 100 movies or whatever. So it's how do you judge, Like there's sometimes when I'm saying, well, Shaun of the Dead has to be in like my top 5 because I've watched that movie more than, God, so many movies. What is Shaun of the Dead better than Raiders of the Lost Ark and Jaws and Lord of the Rings? And you know what I mean? It's like it's tough. It's a very, very tough thing. So it would be more interesting to say, hey, here's my top 5 Michael Mann films, and go through the list. You know what I mean? Something like that. I'd love to see Shia LaBeouf in Heat. Do you have any wishes? Well, here's the problem. Shia LaBeouf has been shaky in his personal life, but also in his acting life. He hasn't really put in really great performances of late. The last time I saw him was in Megalopolis, the Francis Ford Coppola movie, and yeah, he was all over the place in that movie, and it was a weird performance. So I don't know. Like I mean, seriously, if Adam Driver and Austin Butler end up in the movie, holy crap. I don't typically think about that though. Like I don't typically think about, oh, this new movie's coming out. Who would be great to be in it? It's like any great actor can do anything, any of your top, like you think about some of the top actors working today, you throw, Ryan Gosling in there, you throw, depending on the part, and depending on the age and depending on what you're looking for, there's so many things that come into play. I just want a good story. I want the story to kick my butt, like the first Heat did. So that's what I'm thinking about. There's not a whole lot of, it'll be interesting. I'm trying to think of who would make a good, I can't remember the character's name because it's been a while since I read Heat 2. But there's a pretty prolific? It's not the right word. There's a pretty significant role for I would say, mid-30s Hispanic woman. And it'll be interesting to see because she plays a pretty significant role. And I see the potential of a very international type cast for the future part of the story. It's just going to be very interesting. And I don't really think of it that way. Like, of course, like I said, Adam Driver would be great. Austin Butler's great. We'll see. I picked up Snakes on a Plane in 4K digital a couple of weeks back. So fun and love the end song. I mean, hey, more for you. It's just not my thing. Not my thing. I don't like having fun. Are you kidding? Come on. You're talking about me here. Showzama, by the way, I'll show off my pickups for the week, which probably no one else will care about but you, because they're older films again. This was a deal on Amazon. And again, I don't know how it works, but every now and then I'll just randomly pull up my wish list, and randomly they'll be like, hey, this movie is, say, $39, but there's a $12 or $13 coupon. And I'm like, okay, well, that's what happened here. I got both of these on a deal. First one, just go with this one. Another Warner Archive set. The Judy Garland collection. So, Strike Up the Band, Girl Crazy, Meet Me in St. Louis, or Louis. It's probably Louis, right? St. Louis. In the Good Old, is it In the Good Old Summertime? Is that the name of it? In the Good Old Summertime. Summer Stock and A Star is Born. But you've got some great actors here. Mickey Rooney, Van Johnson, Gene Kelly, James Mason. I've never seen a single one of these, but I love these collections. They're so much fun. And look, again, 6 discs in this very thin. I love this. And yeah, so that's a thing. 6 movies I've never seen. And then another set, the Joan Crawford collection. 4 movies I've never seen. Grand Hotel, The Damned Don't Cry, uh, The Women, and Possessed. Again, no idea. No idea. I haven't seen them. I don't know if they're good or not. But I love those collections. They're one of my favorite things is the Warner Archive sets because you get a great few movies and you get to see an actor like in the prime of their lives doing some of their most famous work, and it's awesome. It's great. And it might lead you to say, I want to see the rest of Joan Crawford's movies or the rest of Judy Garland or Clark Gable or Gary Cooper, like I have. There's a Spencer Tracy collection out now. There's a Jimmy Stewart collection out right now. I'm waiting for those to go on sale. So I love them, and I think they're one of my favorite ways to watch these older films. Of course, they have a lot of these digitally, and I think a lot of them are probably going to be like $4.99. But one of the best things about these is that it doesn't tell you the special features on all these, but some of them include commentaries from, knowledgeable people. Some of them include some behind the scenes stuff. Like I remember one of the Clark Gable ones it was like an hour long like documentary on him and his wife, who I can't remember, who ended up dying. Anyway, very, very interesting stuff. And it was basically, a biography of Clark Gable. And I'm like, yeah. So it was really cool. It's really cool stuff. I enjoy the physical media side of it. And so there you go. So take that. Robert Rivera, did I say hi to you? If not, hi, sir. Good to see you. I want to buy that archive. Oh, the Wes Anderson. It's a great set. How far below on the pile are my recommends? My Man Godfrey and Lupin the Third, Castle of Cagliostro. Hold on, I'll tell you. My Man Godfrey is coming up soon. It's the fourth movie down. I'm still watching The Next Generation. So Star Trek, The Next Generation, I gotta say, I think I'm getting close to the end of season 3. I am absolutely loving this show. Like, it is one of the best shows I've ever watched. Like, literally ever watched. And it makes me irritated that I didn't get into it sooner and didn't allow myself to get into it sooner, because I'm sure I saw some episode and I'm like, this is cheesy, and just never gave it a chance. Of course, the original series, it being updated with their effects and all that stuff, that was a big help for me, and it helped me get through that series. I love the original series too. So this is my first time going through the Next Generation series, and then I'm going to watch the Next Generation movies. And then I've got 3 movies before that, which is the Dollars trilogy, the Big Bad Arrow set. See, that's what I probably should do. Is once I finish watching those, I should do a Star Trek The Next Generation review. And just say, hey, this is my first time watching The Next Generation. These are my favorite episodes. Because I can guarantee you, I will be able to tell you what my favorite episodes are. Because, man, there are some bangers. There's some really, really great episodes. So yeah, I could do both of those and then do the Dollars trilogy. And if people are like, yeah, those are old, you can't even buy them anymore. Like those right there, you literally cannot buy them unless you go on eBay. But guess what? They're awesome. And you should seek out the Arrow sets if you can. Even the standards. Get the standards. So there you go. Hold on. Okay. And then hold on one more time. I don't want YouTube to, bust my butt. But yeah, that's where they are. Uh, a quote from Ernest Hemingway, I think Ori ripped it off. The full quote is, that's what he said. That's what KP Senti said. The full quote is, and then OG Sega Steve said, where are all the good men dead, in the heart or in the head? So what I hear you saying is basically Ridley Scott is a prawn director. Not much plot, if any, but damn if the visuals ain't great. I mean, oh yeah, Ridley directs bangers for show. Here's the thing though. It's just there are absolute beautiful movies that he's made that do not work as a narrative. But if you can get in, if it's, to me, Blade Runner is one of those movies that is it's hard for people to get into story wise. Like you can, I can understand why people don't connect with the story. I totally get it. But man, if you can get in the vibe, I just want to live in that movie. It's just, I love the way that movie feels, and I just love it. I love it. So I get it. I totally understand when somebody does not like him. So, oh, Rachel, those are emotes. So in the emote, there's some emotes. Um, there's a Do the Thing. There's a Jeff Fahey from Planet Terror. There's a 21B with hearts around him. There's me making a face. There's me skydiving, and then there's me kind of being excited. Those are all the ones that come with your subscription or whatever you're following. Something just popped up in my, what was that? Something just happened. Oops. Holy crap. What happened? I got to close this. Get out of here. But yeah, those are part of your membership. You and April would be like Rachel and Gary. Come watch Schindler's List with us, BFFs. I mean, look, that's not exactly, like I said, it's not like a popcorn film or anything like that, but it is a beautiful movie. It's beautifully made, and yeah, I could say, if somebody said, is Schindler's List in the top 100 movies of all time, I'd say yeah, almost for certain. Some people would put it much higher, but I don't know. It's really how you grade it, because if we're going by number of times watched, I would say Inception would be probably in my top however many. I don't know. Speed Racer. I know, but I've seen that movie so many times. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Jaws, all the Star Wars movies. I've watched all the Star Wars movies. I guarantee you, I'll tell you this. As many times as I've watched the Lord of the Rings movies, none of them, I haven't watched all of them more than I've watched one of the original trilogy. So if you're talking about, so if you're grading on that curve, it's completely different. But I would have to say, I've only seen Lawrence of Arabia like 4 times, but that's a movie that I would definitely put in the top, probably top 20. It's fantastic. Blade Runner, Alien, Aliens, the original Star Wars films. Again, Raiders. I was gonna say Last Crusade, and then I was like, Last Crusade is a fun movie, but it's not as good as Raiders. So if you're looking at just, to me, Indiana Jones movies, Raiders is the best one. Like, no question, in my opinion. Like, I like Last Crusade more because it's funny and Henry Jones, and all. And nah. I love it too, but it's not as good as Raiders. Raiders is the movie. Like, I'm sorry, but if you say that anything but Raiders is the best Indiana Jones movie, you're wrong. In my opinion, subjectively, you're subjectively wrong. Anyway. Keep in mind that, like food, we can have comfort movies that we watch over and over despite the fact that we know they are not great movies. Speed Racer, is one of those movies that I seriously, um, I'm just going to say it. I pre-ordered the big bad crazy whatever set that's coming out. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what's in it. All I know is it's Speed Racer. It's one of my most watched films of all time. Gonna be in 4K. But Rob, isn't it even not in 4K? Isn't it possible that this is just gonna be a 2K digital intermediate that's upscaled to 4K? Yes. Yes, it is. But it's going to be a higher bit rate. It's going to be better looking than the Blu-ray that I own. It should be. It may not be, but it should be. And it's done by Warner Brothers. It should be like a stellar release. A new Dolby Atmos soundtrack. It should be a fantastic release. And I'm getting the big bad crazy whatever the hell, and it comes with all kinds of things. But that's my take on it. That's how I look at it. Because it's one of my favorite movies. Name two other leads that could have done Heat instead of De Niro and Pacino that would have made it good. Well, that's the thing, though. Whoever would have been cast in those roles, it would have been a different film because of what those two actors bring to the role. Of course, Pacino was playing, apparently there's a whole section of the movie that goes into his drug use, that he's using cocaine, and that's why he's so turned up, because Al Pacino was way turned up in that movie, give me all you got, all that stuff. He's turned up. She's got a great ass, all that stuff, right? So yeah, there are probably any number of actors that could play those roles, but they would give you a different film, and it might not be as good, and it might be better. That's the crazy thing about it. Actors and what those specific actors can bring to a role will change the way that the movie will feel. In my opinion, they were absolutely perfect for those parts. But okay, we're talking mid-90s, someone in their late 30s, early 40s. To play, I'm trying to think of what's his face? Macaulay. So Robert De Niro's character. I mean, you could have mid-90s. I'm trying to think of how old Daniel Day-Lewis was in the mid-90s, because this was 1995 when that movie came out. He was not that old. Because what you kind of want is him at the There Will Be Blood age, and that was, about 10, 12 years later? So who in the mid-90s could pull that off? That is really tough. I'd have to think about that for, another week. I don't know. I mean, it's a great question, but that's the thing. You're going to fundamentally change the way that movie feels. Pacino brought a certain energy that made his character just so memorable. And Robert De Niro, the way that he played that character, brings a certain cold, calculated, he's like a shark. And yeah, there's probably multiple actors that could pull it off, but those two actors in that time period were absolutely perfect for those roles. It's, in fact, that whole movie is some of the best casting. Like, to me, Michael Mann and Ridley Scott are two of the best at casting. You might not like the movies, but you cannot, most of the time, you can't argue. I mean, you might argue Orlando Bloom in Kingdom of Heaven, really? Yeah, but the director's cut, he's really good. Like, I really like him in the role, in the director's cut. But anyway, Yeah. You could argue that they're two of the best casters. They pick amazing people for their films. And Heat is a masterclass in casting. You know, from Val Kilmer to Tom Sizemore, to Danny Trejo, to all of the cops, Wes Studi, and what's his name? That was freaking Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs, is one of the cops, and he's great. The balding guy that gets shot in the neck. Spoiler alert. I don't know. There's so many great parts in that movie, and they're perfectly cast. But anyway, Mimi in St. Louis has a great Christmas song. Okay. Grand Hotel is one of my favorites, as is Joan Crawford. That's an ensemble flick. Okay. Dude, I'm down. Well, Grand Hotel, Greta Garbo, John Barrymore, Joan Crawford, Wallace Beery, and Lionel Barrymore. Hell yeah, man. Norma Shearer, Rosalind Russell. Again, never seen these films. I wish it had the dates. Oh, there it is. 1932, 1939, 1947. The Damned Don't Cry. Oh, The Damned Don't Cry is from 1950. Grand Hotel's from 32. The Women 39. Possessed 47. Interesting. Strike Up the Band 40. Girl Crazy 43. Meet Me in St. Louis 44. In the Good Old Summertime 49. Summerstock 1950. A Star is Born 1954. Dude, again, I love it. It's kind of like I just love a good box set, you know? And these are some of the coolest box sets. Like, I honestly, you want me to tell you the worst thing about the Star Trek The Next Generation set? It's the way that they're packaged, along with Twin Peaks. I hate the way that they're packaged. That discs on top of discs, I hate that. I mean, I would rather them have done something like this, where you got 6 movies in here, and it's in a single Blu-ray case, like the width of a single Blu-ray case. Just do a bunch of these and have it be, you know, this big. I would rather that. It might be more expensive that way, but man, in fact, I guarantee it's probably more expensive that way, because they're basically in 2 big fat. Anyway, I don't know. I don't like that. I'm retro or die. I'm literally watching. I'm just going to read it the way it's written. I'm trying to figure out what he's saying. I'm literally watched by all of Next Generation also. The episodes with Data being Sherlock always makes me happy. I've only seen one of those so far, but dude, there's so many great ones. Crisis Charlie says Raiders is the one. I mean, I think it's probably hard. Like, I'm not going to sit here and try to, you know, make everybody have the same opinion. But come on, man. Raiders is so good. So good. Speed Racer will also have HDR, more color. Where did you pre-order it from? I ordered mine from Orbit DVD. It was the Steelbook Collector's Edition is what they call it. So there's a Steelbook Collector's Edition. I ordered it from there. Diabolic DVD also has those same 2 editions. But they're from the UK. So I'm probably not going to get them on like the release date. I know Walmart and Target, I think, had pre-orders for the US versions, along with Groove.com. Let me just see. Groove. It should be in my, okay. So again, don't know what the actual artwork on the front of the thing is going to look like. But this pre-order is $29.99. And it's sold out. So yeah, this is going to be one of those where they don't make enough. And I think, you know, there was actually, I I had a comment the other day, and he was talking about how it was on one of my shorts, and he said, "Would you ever think about maybe doing a video on?" Or no. He said, "Where do you get your discs? Because you've kind of helped get me into physical media collecting again." And I'm like, okay. Um, and then the more that I talked up, the more that I was, typing, I was like, dude, I should just do a video on this. All the different like, how do I, like, if I know a movie's coming out, where do I pre-order it from? How much can I expect to pay? When do I make the decision? Oh, I'm going to wait on that. I'm going to wait a bit. It's just one of those things where over time I've just kind of learned what to do and where to get my stuff and when to wait and when not to. And for this, there was just something about how many people went nuts over the announcement that it was coming, that I was like, I need to get my pre-order in. Now, just where am I going to get it? So I'll just tell you this: the pre-order that I put in is almost twice as much, maybe a little more than what that showed. So more than $30, probably. I think it was like 60 something for my pre-order for the collector's edition. What's going to be on it? I have no clue. No idea. No clue. All I know is I'm excited because it's one of my, that's what I came to in my head was, this is a movie that I love, that I adore. Why wouldn't I want the best edition that I can get? So I got it. I might regret it. In fact, I've shown you many of the ones that I absolutely regret spending the money on. A Bridge Too Far is a movie that I did not need to order from Australia for $90. Did I? No, absolutely not. Is the movie that good? It's okay. But $90 for okay. And then what happens? They take the exact same transfer and they're going to release it here in the US for probably $20. But the set is insane. Here, let me show you. This is what makes it insane. Okay? It's in a box, a huge box. This comes off. There is a booklet, which is awesome. Right? This is high gloss pictures and stuff from the movie. It's got an insane just look at the cast. Just look at that cast. Look at that cast. That's insane. That's an insane amount of people. And then it comes with the movie in 4K. There's the Blu-ray. And then a separate Amaray with the special features. There's a look at all the actors in that movie. It's insane how many people are in that movie. Okay? So again, a 3-disc set with a book in a very, very nice collectible box. There's all the special features that are on it. A ton of stuff, which I watched all of it because I'm a nerd and I love all that stuff. But I watched all of it, and it's in this really cool box. It's awesome. But I didn't need this. I didn't need it. This is a movie that doesn't, in my opinion, for me, does not warrant a $90 price tag. But I bought it because for some reason it was like, I want it, so click. But I can guarantee you that I will definitely get my money's worth out of that Speed Racer disc because I'm going to watch the crap out of it. So, and that's kind of how I'm looking at it. I also spent $60 on that second sight drive set. I've shown that off too. You want to see that one? Anybody want to see that one? Screw it. I'm showing it. If you don't think, I should say, that there's a I also have been saving for that Dollars trilogy from you so soon. That's right. Because I have the Big Bad Crazy Special Edition and then I have the Standard Edition. And you're getting it for what I paid for it. So, that's it. Anyway, Second Sight. So, a lot of times when people think of the best as far as boutique Blu-ray manufacturers or labels, a lot of people will point to Criterion. They'll point to Arrow. But I think one of the Severin and Vinegar Syndrome and all those, right? They do insanely cool box sets of things. Second Sight absolutely needs to be in the conversation. Now, are they going to always have movies that you like? No. But this is the special edition of Drive. 4K. Okay? So all that's on this, I mean, you can see all the things. Come on. There we go. A lot of special features, right? So this comes off, right? That is beautiful, glossy. This says, oh, it's a basically a, I'm guessing this is like a letter from Nicholas Winding Refn. Is it Refn? Rain? I don't think it's Nicholas Winding Rain. I could be completely wrong about the pronunciation of his name. Anyway, creating Drive can be compared to Hans Christian Andersen writing a fairy tale. Set in the imaginary world of Los Angeles, Drive is veiled in reality. Everything looks and feels real, but is infused with pure fantasy. The heroes in the story, a knight, a fair maiden, a dragon, and a wizard, drift through this artificial dreamscape, searching to fulfill their purpose. Blah, 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 blah. Who cares? So, this comes out like this. And then, this is what you're left with. Inside is, I've shown this off many times, the 4K and the Blu-ray. And the Blu-ray, of course, is Region B. So because the Second Sight is in the UK, so if you do not have a Region B player, you couldn't even play this anyway. Or at least the special features. I think that might be the Blu-ray and the special features. Anyway, so there's that. Then you also get beautiful art cards, which I'm not going to show all those off because those are hard to get back in there. You get a very, very, very nice hardcover, thick freaking book with essays and pictures and all this stuff. There's storyboards. Like, I think maybe all the storyboards. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot. So beautiful, beautiful presentation. And of course, this is Drive. I don't know if you've seen it. But yeah, you've got Oscar Isaac, Ryan Gosling, Carey Mulligan. Then, paperback, the original story that the screenplay was based on. You get all of this. I drive. That's what I do. All I do. That's what you get. This was $60 when I bought it. So basically $60 for one movie. But if you go on eBay right now, I can almost guarantee you that the price is going to be about $300 for this set. And it's because Second Sight puts together badass sets. So if you can either pre-order them or get your order in before they sell out, Second Sight is one of the best. So this is why I pay attention to release emails, and I follow different, accounts on Twitter and X or Twitter X, whatever. And so I know when these things are going to come out. I knew about At Close Range very, very soon after it came out. But guess what? That movie, for some reason, doesn't have the following that something like Drive does. Okay? So, yeah. Yeah. And then The Witch is a recent one that I bought, and it was just the standard edition because the limited edition was sold out a long time ago. So anyway, it's basically, what do you want from your release? Honestly, Drive is a movie that I don't even like that much. But it's a beautifully shot movie, and when I saw that set, I'm like, I don't even like this movie that much, but I want that set. So I got it. There you go. So that's the way it works sometimes. You know? I don't know. I have never even seen Speed Racer, or I've never seen Speed Racer, not even seen. But Sean 420, the weird thing about Speed Racer is you're going to know if you're going to like it within the first 5 minutes. So my recommendation is watch the trailer. If the trailer doesn't speak to you, you're probably, and you go, man, that is loud and there's a lot there, you're not going to like it, probably. But me, I knew within probably the first 2 minutes that this movie was for me. I fell in love with that movie immediately. And it's because the character of Speed is me when I was a kid. He was watching the clock and looking down at the questions on his test, and it starts going blah, 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 blah. And then he races to try to finish. And I'm like, oh my God, that's me. That's me. And then the more that I watched it, the more I just fell in love with it. And then again, in my opinion, for the time, perfect casting. Emile Hirsch, Matthew Fox, John Goodman, Susan Sarandon, Christina Ricci. Awesome. They play those parts perfectly, in my opinion. Because it's a ridiculous premise. Absolutely ridiculous. And each one of them is playing it 100% like it's the most serious thing ever. And I love it. I just love it. It's not for everybody. And it's directed by the Wachowskis. Not everybody's going to like it. But it's one of those movies that's absolutely polarizing. You either love it or you hate it. Now I love it. So there you go. I'm thinking the cartoon. Well, the cartoon, I own the whole set because I bought. Don't I have it on the shelf? I'm sorry. Don't I own? Don't I own Speed Racer? I have to. I have to. Oh, wait a minute. It'd be in TV series, wouldn't it? Get out of here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have the DVD set of Speed Racer. Um, It ain't great, in my opinion. Where's the link to Speed Racer 4K? You want the link? Well, again, uh, uh, mm, mm, mm. Come on. Speed Racer. So 4K limited edition. Wait. Yeah. So this is basically just the steelbook from the UK is going to be $49. So that's a thing. Or collector's edition. Oh, there you go. $63. That's how much I paid. Oh, there you go. So it includes, okay, these are just the disc special features, which are going to be the same no matter what. but this is what's going to be in it, subject to change. Art cards, of course, a slipcase, a steelbook, 32-page booklet, 2 theatrical posters, 1 Mach 5 art card, 6 character art cards. So, okay. Here, I'm just gonna put the collector's edition link in the chat, and then just search for Speed Racer. I know Diabolic also has it, like I said, but they're a little more expensive. But you may want to buy it from them. But yeah, pre-orders are open. I already pre-ordered it. I got it. It's coming sometime in May. When is it? Does it have a date? This says, note, this is for the UK Steelbook. We aren't sure if we will receive any US steels, so this is your secure option to get a copy. No cancellations on this. I'm not canceling anything. I'm buying it. Because. But there you go. May 19th. There you go. Walmart has it still for pre-order? Really? Because I thought they had sold out. Let's see. Speed. I mean, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I want to show people. 4K Blu-ray. $39.49. So it's much more expensive, but you can still pre-order it. A star-studded cast. That's wild that they're doing a pre-order, but it's $10 more than Groove. That's weird. But there you go. So you can get it there if you want. I want the UK one. So, and it's Warner Brothers, so it's going to be it should be in a cool box as well. So, I hate that the 4K box set of the Matrix trilogy, they color corrected it to take the green tint out, so now it looks more like Matrix 4. Pisses me off. The 4K does? I don't own the 4K. I own the Blu-ray box set. I have the 4K digitally because they upgraded it when I got that. I kind of want to see what you're talking about. Matrix. Can you? Okay. I'm going to play this and I'm going to mute it. Where's the mute? Is there a mute button? There it is. Oh, OBS will not even let me play it. Even though I'm not capturing this, it won't play. So I'll have to do it here. Now I kind of want to see what you're talking about. I honestly haven't watched the Matrix movies in a while. Turn it down some. Oh yeah, it is much more natural. Huh. Interesting. Wow. Okay. I mean, I haven't seen the movie in a while, but I remember it being green for sure. Oh, wow. And that's even going through my camera. Wow. That's nuts. Well, like I said, I still have the Blu-rays if I want to watch. It's just like Aliens, man. Aliens is exactly the same thing. You know, people were so mad about Aliens. James Cameron's Aliens from 1986, of course, celebrating its 40-year anniversary this year. People were so mad that they upsampled it. They did this, they did that. And I'm like, yeah, but the movie was shot in Super 35. It was incredibly grainy, and he couldn't get the colors that he wanted. So yeah, they had to do a 4K upscale to get it to 4K because all they had done is a 2K intermediate. And hey, by the way, Sega Steve did send me, if you go on my Twitter, and because I barely ever post anything on Twitter anymore. Twitter has been something that I actively avoid on my Order 42 account because of how much crap I was getting in my feed. And I'm not saying for anything else, but just the world, like all of the just crap that I was getting. And it's probably because of some of the people I follow, whatever, it doesn't matter. I just quit going on there. I still have my other account, my regular account, and all I do is follow movie stuff, pretty much, movie stuff and a couple of vape dudes. But that one is much more, it's much more sane. But my other account, man, it's just full of just crap. Anyway, Sega Steve sent me a video, and it's basically about, why is it that so many movies in the late 90s, early 2000s, for the longest time, when they do them in 4K, you're not getting true 4K out of them. Well, it's because at the time, all they did was a 2K intermediate, digital intermediate that they used to do all of their copies for movies. It's a very interesting video if you're interested in that stuff. I mean, not everybody is, but I really enjoyed that. But anyway, people just went nuts about Aliens, and I'm like, how many of you are buying Aliens in 4K today that don't also have the Blu-ray? You want to watch it in, pretty much the best it's ever looked up to the point where that 4K came out. It was that Blu-ray, and that Blu-ray is still absolutely watchable. So yeah, they could have gone back to the original negative. They could have scanned all of that in and spent a lot more money on the 4K release than they said they had a 2K intermediate. James Cameron said that's good enough. 4K upscale it, and we'll color correct some things, and we'll call it good, because they didn't want to spend the money on that. How can you say that? Okay, if you know all those things, then just don't buy it. That's how I look at things, man. If you don't like the way, that's why I don't. Okay, now we're getting into the weeds. But that's one of those things where people like, yeah, but didn't you say that you have to pre-order stuff because it'll sell out really fast? Yeah. Depending on what it is, yes. But you can pretty much bet that Warner Brothers and Sony releases, if you want those on pre-order, those are going to be awesome. I haven't heard of one that's been bad so far. I would love for someone to name a Warner Brothers release that has had the same kind of, I guess the attitude that people have thrown at the James Cameron stuff. It's never happened on a Warner release or a Sony release. Kingdom of Heaven looks amazing. Master and Commander looks amazing. Freaking The Searchers looks amazing. So I'm looking forward to Speed Racer, man. A lot. Very excited. So there you go. But yeah, that's interesting about the Matrix, that they changed it so much. So what'll probably end up happening is that somewhere down the line, they'll probably do another release of the Matrix where it's color corrected back to the way it was. Or it could be a thing where they, over time, they just said, that's too much green. It's too green. Or maybe it was done on, again, we're talking late 90s, early 2000s, right? When those movies came out. It could be a situation where they said, we color corrected it for the time, but now we look at it and we go, that's too much. So let's fix it. And that's their prerogative. But again, you still have the Blu-rays. So I don't Just pre-ordered that collector's edition one that's $62.99. Well, Fox, you and me both, sir. We will have the Speed Racer badass set of Doom. It's just a thing, man, and not everybody's going to be the same. No, people will go, dude, $30 for one movie, a movie from, again, mid 2000s. When did Speed Racer come out? Is it 2005? Speed Racer movie, 2008. 2008. Oh, I forgot Ariel Winter plays Trixie. She was very young in that movie. Polly Lit. Oh, yeah. I love that movie. I love it. I love it so much. And I was also, you also have to understand too, I'm a big Matthew Fox stan. I'm one of those people that, like, I think he got into some sort of trouble and I never figured out what happened, but I knew that he was in trouble and he was kind of blacklisted from Hollywood now, and he just wasn't getting the same roles or whatever. But a lot of times when that happens, sometimes it is something that they did, like something that they got in trouble for, and the studios are like, we're not touching this guy. But sometimes it's literally, they're just pricks on set. You know? Like, what's his name? I'm going to have to look him up. I can't remember his name. He was in Valerian. Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. Dane DeHaan is one of those actors that I've actually heard stories that he's not a very good dude. He's just kind of a prick. And maybe that's part of it. It's part of the reason why he hasn't gotten a lot of roles lately. Because for a while there, I thought, man, he's going to be the hot, the hot actor that's going to be like, he's going to be in everything. And then all of a sudden, he was just nothing. And it was like, the hell? Apparently, he's not good to work with. So a lot of these people that become big famous stars, it's because people like working with them. Because they're good, they're good people. And they're, it's the kind of people that, in fact, Michael Clark Duncan said, and this is going to be, again, look, I know the Epstein files are making everybody nuts right now. Okay. But I'm going to be talking about some actors that, man, their names have been thrown around a lot lately. Okay. But it's just going to be one of those things. Okay. So just everybody chill. I'm not telling you what to think or whatever, but The Green Mile, Michael Clark Duncan was talking about Tom Hanks. And he said one of the things about Tom Hanks is that a lot of times what happens is, you have to film this side of the conversation and then you have to film the other side of the conversation, right? And a lot of times what will happen is the bigger the actor, when it's time, when they're not on camera, they'll go back to their trailer and they'll have the script supervisor or someone else play the part of the other actor so that the actor has someone to play off of, right? Tom Hanks, he said Tom Hanks gave an Oscar-worthy performance not on camera. He gave it to me so that I could give a better performance. So that's one of those things that some actors do that is an amazing thing. Some actors do that. Some actors don't. Some actors are too big for their britches and they end up doing that kind of stuff and whatever. But that's part of the reason why Tom Hanks has been in so many movies over the last however many years is because people like to work with him. He's someone that people, like to work with. And that's a very giving thing to be able to give that performance to somebody when you're not even on camera. That's a professional right there. Not only is it professional, but it's also, hey, I'm here for you. And I'm here to make the best movie possible. And if I have to sit here and give an Oscar-worthy performance off camera that nobody will ever see except for you, it's going to make your performance better. The whole movie's going to be better. And that's one of those things. So I don't know. Look, I don't know. I don't even know what started this. Oh, Matthew Fox. Matthew Fox is one of those people, right? That I've always liked him. Like everything I've seen him in, I'm like, I like this guy. And he is really good in Speed Racer. Is why I talked about that. So what are you saying? That I can dodge woolly bullies? That's exactly what Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is a great example. A great example of an actor that, let's be honest, he's not considered a thespian by any stretch. But people continue to cast him in things because he's such a good dude. And people love to work with him. That's why he keeps getting all these roles, and he's been popular for years. Even in the section where he wasn't making a whole lot of like big A-list projects, he was still working and he was still doing things. It's because people love to talk to him. Or talk to him. They love to act with him and they love to work with him. Matrix was a special case where the natural look was the theatrical version and the green was added on DVD and subsequent releases to match the second movie. Oh. Shozama said, and look at it here. Shozama doing research on the fly for me. Thanks, man. Says Matthew Fox was never officially blacklisted by Hollywood, but his career stalled due to a combination of serious public assault allegations in 2011 and 2012, a DUI arrest, and a personal decision hiatus. Okay. I mean, I can understand that. But like, is it just called Emperor? Here we go. See, this is what happens, man. We get to talking about something. Let's see, actor. Matthew Fox. I only own 2 movies with Matthew Fox. That's not true. Why is he not listed in Speed Racer? Because I have him in World War Z as well. But this movie, Emperor, Tommy Lee Jones. This movie is one of those movies that has an absolutely horrific. Well, that's not bad. Maybe it's Rotten Tomatoes. Let me see. Rotten Tomatoes. Emperor. No, 2012. 31% tomato meter and a 46% popcorn meter. So people just, for some reason, they hated this movie. So Matthew Fox, Tommy Lee Jones. I love this movie. I thought this movie was great. Beautifully made. I loved it. And I think Matthew Fox was great in that. And yet people hated it. And then what's he was in Bone Tomahawk, and I thought he was great in that. So there you go. But it's just a thing. So apparently Matthew Fox definitely had some issues. Then what do you know, Robert? Do you know if this is Minecraft? I am pretty positive that this is. I mean, I'm like 73.8% sure that this is not, in fact, Minecraft. I'm pretty sure this is a movie show where an idiot talks to people about movies. So, thank you. And scene. Thespians are hot. Wait, what? Are they from Thesbia? Who are the people of Thesbia, Vinny? That's my question. People poo on Mario Brothers 93 and Joe Dirt, but I love those movies. I got to be honest with you, man. I don't like either one of them. We have had this conversation. I'm not a fan of the Fast and Furious movies. But I am not going to sit here and say, oh, Fast and Furious movies, no one should ever watch them again. No. If you like those movies, watch them. Enjoy them. Because I know that people hate on Speed Racer. Speed Racer is one of those movies that there are people that absolutely love it. And then there are people who are like, this rotted my brain. And I think my eyes were about to pop out of my head because of how intense that movie is. So, yeah, there are definitely movies. I mean, I actually did a video once. I can't remember what it was called. Movies people hate or something. Movies, the critics. Movies I love that the critics hated is the movie, or is the name. Yeah, one was 29%, one was 25%, one was 41%. How many? Wait, analytics. It got 42 views. So. And I made less than 1 cent on that movie. I made $0.005. Oh. When was this? It's called Movies I Love That the Critics Hated. And I can't even 42 views. And when did it come out? May 8th, 2021 is when this video came out. So take that. Like, I don't even know who I'm talking about. Oh, but look, my Blades of the Guardians video is now over 11,000 views. Which I still don't get. I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. So Matthew Fox came back from hiatus with Last Light 2022 TV miniseries on Peacock. I don't know. I've never heard of that. I bought Weird Science on 4K just to send a pic of it to Rob. Yeah, Seventh has actually sent me a couple of pictures here and there. And I think at least twice I've replied back to him. They just announced a 4K of that because he showed me a Blu-ray. I'm like, they just announced a 4K of that. In fact, one of them was the last one was what, Harry and the Hendersons. You know, I actually like that movie. It's got John Lithgow and Melinda Dillon and David. I can't remember the guy's name. He actually played the bad guy in Iron Eagle, and he played Poirot. And I want to say it's David Suchet. This guy. That is the same guy in Harry and the Hendersons, right? David Suchet. It is the same guy, right? Melinda Dillon, you son of a... Yeah. Oh, he was in Executive Decision, too? Because Harry and the Hendersons was 88? That's 11. I think. Harry and the Hendersons, 87. Okay. So, yeah, he was Jacques Lafleur in Harry and the Hendersons, right there. See? I know my movies. I know some of them. I know there's a lot of movies that I'm not going to just say you guys like, but there's just a lot of movies that none of us have seen, or that only a few of us have seen, or there are movies that like you're really into this genre. Like you may be into Rob Zombie movies. I can't tell you a thing about them because I hate them. I can't stand them. I can't stand Rob Zombie movies. I've gave 2 or 3 of them a shot, and I'm like, this guy's just not for me. It's just like Paul W.S. Anderson. I don't think I've liked a single one of his movies. You know? And Ricky's in love with Mia Jovovich, so he's watched a lot of his movies, and I can't stand him. Half a cent, yes. It actually says 0.005. And it's probably the reason for that is that it probably that's probably a video that was before I got monetized. So the only times people have watched it is, you know, there's probably been only like a couple of views since I got monetized in 5 years. So that's probably what it is. But what's weird is then there are other ones that I put out after I got monetized that I've made, I mean, not any substantial amount of money, but I've made some money on them. You know, a couple bucks here and there. It's just weird how some of that works. And some of those do a lot better than others. Like let me see. At close range. At close range. So, okay. So this is a movie that came out in 1986, I think. I'm pretty sure. 1986. I published it May 25th, 2023. I still get views on this like regularly. It's got over 5,000 views, this video. That's crazy. It's crazy that many people have watched that review. I've gotten 11 views in the last 48 hours. And I've made about $16 on it. So actually kind of makes me wonder. Okay. So far I've made $22. I don't know if this is against TOS. My Blades of the Guardians, 11 over 11,000 views, and I've made $22 on it. So there you go. That's YouTube. So then you take into account how many views some of these channels get, plus any kind of deals that they have where they get a higher percentage of the ad revenue, plus they have, you know, sponsors or whatever. Some of these YouTubers do okay, but you have to be in the hundreds of thousands of views before things really start rolling for you. You know what I mean? And that ain't me. So it's not that I care though. Again, I do this more for fun. But Melinda Dillon, you know, she was in Close Encounters. She's been in a lot of movies actually. It's actually weird seeing her in other movies that aren't those. But yeah, YouTube doesn't do me any favors either. I mean, it's one of those things where the you just have to be in that right place at the right time. You know what I mean? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Seventh said, back in 2013, my review of the Xbox One got 1.2 million views. I earned about $1,500. Yeah, and there were people that were getting, I mean, that's nothing to shake a stick at right there. That's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. I've never made that kind of money. In fact, I don't think I've made. Can I actually see how much money I've made since I started? Can I see that? See more. Oh, I can. Oh, there it is right there. Look, I'm not going to say how much I've made lifetime? I'm just curious. Oh, that's actually kind of crazy that it's that much. Wow. And part of it was um it was the birthday stream last year, because you guys went ham on that stream. I forgot about that. Hey, it happens. That's actually kind of nuts. Kind of crazy. Mortal Kombat Soldier, Resident Evil 1 through 6, Alien vs. Predator, Death Race, Pompeii, and Monster Hunter. And I haven't seen In the Lost Lands yet, but I like all those. See? And I see all those and I go, whoa. Not one of those. But that's just, hey. Monster Hunter and Mortal Kombat are my favorite ones from him. More for you. More for you. They are some of the movies of all time. I mean, yes. I did want to bring this up because it was kind of big news. This was yesterday when this news broke. We've talked about it on the stream before because, I try to stay clued in to some of this stuff. It was a rumor. Now it's on order. Ryan Coogler's X-Files reboot gets Hulu pilot order with Danielle Deadweiler starring. Jennifer Yale joins as showrunner. Now, from what I hear, Chris Carter is executive producing this. But we'll see what happens. I think, in my opinion, Ryan Coogler he's just one of those directors and writers / writer that pretty much anything he does from here on out, I'm going to be paying attention to, because I can't think of a movie that I've liked everything I've seen from him. So, yeah, I don't know. Now, again, you've got David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson, still to this day, still talking about possibly doing another X-Files thing with Chris Carter. I don't know if that'll ever happen. But hey, who knows? This could be absolute poop. Or, as they say in the northern parts of Europe, poop. It might be poop. That's a U with 2 dots over it. Poop. It could be, but I don't know. All I know is I like Ryan Coogler and I like the X-Files, and maybe he has a thing. Maybe he has a thing. He has an idea that's so good that Hulu said, "Yeah, let's do that." So, I don't know. I don't know. So, let's see. What else can I show you? I got nothing. But I do need to use the facilities. So, if you'll hold on a minute, I'll be right back. Okay? Be right back. So, what else is up? Is it time for the Discord chat? I mean, we could end it early and go hang out for a couple more hours. I gotta say, look, I have not been paying attention to most movies at all. I will say, Night of the Seven Kingdoms. That's freaking good, man. That was a good freaking show. Good freaking show. So, yeah. Oh, that's a great point, Stop Fawkes. He said, I bought a new Pineapple Express vape juice, and sheesh, that 6 milligrams feels strong. I'm guessing strong. Strong. I ordered, because we haven't done a vape or a juice tasting in a while. I have placed an order for 10, count them, 10 brand new flavors that I've never tried. So we are good for a while on the what do you call it? The polls. The liquid polls are coming back. Okay? So you take that to the bank and smoke it. I think I got that wrong. Anyway, yeah, so that's happening. That's on the way. What else do I have on the way? Oh, I have some, not that it matters to you guys. I have some shirts that I want to purchase. Also, okay, was anybody into comics in the late 90s? Because I gotta say, man, I kind of want to get this Cyberforce, and it's on Kickstarter. But what it is it's basically Mark Silvestri's take on the X-Men, basically. And I loved this. I love this series. Now, what this is this is the volume 2. It's got a volume 2 dust jacket, and it's hardcover and all that kind of stuff. And volume 1 is already out. But it's just a cool, I love the story. I love these characters, and I enjoyed it. So I'm thinking about buying this just so I can have it. So you get it digitally, and you can get the volume 2 standard bundle, which is just the book, and then a book plate, and then all the digital rewards. You get it, wallpapers and crap. And then there's a volumes 1 and 2 digital. And then down here, there's a volume 2 deluxe that comes with, okay, I don't really need that. Anyway, the volumes 1 and 2 standard bundle. I think I'm going to get this. Comes with both of them hardcover. Comes with the thing, and then all the digital rewards. I think I kind of want that. But does anybody remember Cyberforce? Because, man, when Image Comics started, by the way, Mark Silvestri moved over to Top Cow, right? I think he founded Top Cow. But I was already out of comics by then. But yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. It started with Image, but with Image, man, there was Spawn, there was the Savage Dragon, there was it Youngbloods? Youngblood? That was oh, what's his name? He's the guy that I don't like his art. I actually have Youngblood #1. Rob Liefeld. And then Jim Lee created Wildcats. I really enjoyed like almost all of them. I didn't like Savage Dragon that much. I didn't think it was that great. But Wildcats I loved. Cyberforce I loved. And then Jim Lee went, he went from Marvel to Image, and then now he's at DC now. And I think it's Wildstorm, I think, is his new company that's basically a subdivision of DC now. And so all the Wildcat stuff moved over to DC, and then there was some crossover with Wildcats with some of the DC characters. I never got into Wildcats when it at that point, but yeah, I just I don't know. I think it's cool. Who doesn't like Savage Dragon, bruh? I don't know. I just didn't. I didn't like it. I just didn't think it was that good. There was also there were others too, and I bought like, and of course at that point was, what do you call? I can't remember what they call it. Well, it's basically the comics bottomed out, and so like at the beginning there, man, all of those number ones and everything were worth like a lot of money, and then all of a sudden they're worth nothing now. Like all of my comics are worth like almost nothing. And I think it's just because they pumped too much product into the market. Anyway, yeah, I Spawn I liked a lot, but I think Cyberforce and Wildcats were probably my favorites. And I've always wanted to buy I've always wanted like a collection of them so I could read through them again. And to have a really nice digital copy of those would be great. So, and then I thought, well, shit, if I'm buying the digital, I could buy them for $30 or whatever, or I could have nice, really nice hardcover versions of them, and then have the great digital ones on top of that for $100. I'm like, that seems like a no brainer. I think I'm gonna do it. Anyway, I still want to buy that Rob E shirt. I still got to figure out if I'm going to do any more of those. I don't know Wildcats, but I love SWAT Cats. Wildcats was awesome. It was a there is a compendium one. I mean, come on. It's definitely an X-Men knockoff. But it was Grifter. Grifter? Is that his name? Yeah. Yeah, Grifter was awesome, man. Grifter was cool. He was just a cool looking character. And he was an assassin. And he was awesome. That was my guy. Yeah, DC now. So anyway, yeah. I don't. And then Rufus said cyberpunk-ish for the wins. I'm guessing because it was cyber-ish. Cyberforce was probably pretty cheesy. I honestly haven't read Cyberforce or Wildcats in years, but I kind of want them. I kind of want to get them. Who doesn't like Savage Dragon? But that's the thing. I couldn't get into Savage Dragon either. I had an action figure of Savage Dragon, but gave it away. And then Bonobo Juice said, plus Savage Dragon, I'd rather a Savage Garden. I don't know what that is. Are you talking about didn't Savage Garden was like a pop band or something, right? For a while? Savage Garden. Truly, madly, deeply. Okay. And then Savage Dragon. Yeah. Those are very different things. But yeah, there's the number one that I have. Oh, I have that in there somewhere. And then yeah, I can't remember who. Young Blood, is it Bloods? Young Bloods. Oops, Young Blood. Rob Liefeld. Yeah, Young Blood. And again, another team. But A lot of people just, man, they just love Rob Liefeld, and I think he sucks as an artist. I just don't like him. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't really care for it. I don't really care for his art style. I don't know. Don't like it. Don't like it. And I actually didn't like his his writing either. Savage Dragon drinking cherry cola though. Well, I mean, you know, Soundgarden. Yeah, Savage Garden. Yeah, Savage Dragon, Savage Garden, Soundgarden. I mean, Soundgarden. It's pretty good. I like some Soundgarden. Fell on Black Days, man. That's my favorite Soundgarden song. And then maybe Outshined. Is that the yeah. Yeah, Soundgarden. Anyway. Grifter looks like Gambit cosplaying as Deadpool. I mean, yeah. Again, yeah. It's pretty much, yeah. That red Hawkeye ripoff guy, I had the action figure of. It was so intricate and rad. That red Hawkeye ripoff guy. I don't know. There's a lot of red in these comics, you know. A lot of botanists picked up a guitar, eh? Dude, I heard that in my head. My beans are looking so good. Oh, that's good, man. See, that's a classic. That's I rumma rimma woo ha. Yeah. Gambit and Grifter are leagues better than Deadpool. I mean, look, Deadpool has its place. Like, I've never been a fan of the Deadpool comics either. Like, every time he would show up in something I was reading, I was kind of like, dude, what a... I mean, this is, you know, I'm 12 and this is deep, you know, kind of... Not even deep. It's just like all the meta stuff. I didn't care for it. That's also Rob Liefeld. But yeah, I just never really connected with it. But for some reason, man, I love those movies. I love them. I think they're great. And I know Ryan Reynolds is one of those actors that just somewhere along the way, he got on your nerves. And now everything he does, you're just like, I hate you. I hate this guy. He's never done that to me. I've always liked him, you know, even when he's had a little controversy here and there, you know, and people, you know, get really cold on him. And I'm all like, no, he's Van Wilder to me. And I love Van Wilder. So I like him. I like him. I don't know what to say. I like him. So, yeah, I knew I loved you before I met you. Savage Garden. Yes. Yes. I remember that song. I think I dreamed you into life. Is the next line, I think. From Youngblood, he's got the Gambit face frame mask thing and his costume is red. Oh, that guy. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that guy. This guy. This guy. Well, you can't see where I'm pointing. This guy. Yeah, that guy. This guy. Yeah. I just look at his face. Look at how far apart his eyes are. Look at his elbow joint on his left arm. So this arm. Why is it so thin? And why is everything else so bulbous? I just look, it's Rob Liefeld is not for me. Jim Lee to me is one of the best artists ever. But I also liked Jay Lee. And Jay Lee worked a lot on Wildcats. I loved his art. Um, McFarlane's okay. Um, if you want to know, Dan Mora is one of the artists working today that I think is super, super freaking. I love this guy's style. Everything about it. You name the character, the art. I think this guy's great. I love his artwork. This guy I follow on Twitter because I just like him, and I think he's great. You know, I just think he's great. I think it's great. So, Dan Mora, he's to me one of the best comic artists working today. I really love his Batman. His Batman looks awesome. Look at that. Wait, look at that. Look at that. He looks awesome. So there you go. I like Dan Mora. Uses a bow because Hawkeye ripoff. Yes. I like it. I like when he doesn't just play Ryan Reynolds. I mean, I get that too, because like that movie Buried, he was great in that. Like, and that was a really disturbing film, but I really liked it. I thought he was good. Oh my God, these are golden lyrics. Holy crap. Holy carp. Holy carp. I think you should totally listen to that song and see if you don't want to punch something. Image comics are easy to draw. I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess. The art style looks like the guy who did the infamous Captain America picture. Samuel, bro, what's up? Guessing that's right. I think I've said that before. But welcome, Samuel. Good to see you. That Batman has a bulge, like a pronounced bulge. I mean, wouldn't you? If you were Batman, look at that. Look at that. But look at some of this art, man. I love his Nightwing. Dude, his Nightwing is awesome looking. He's just good, man. I really, really, really like his art. Dude, this one right here, that is an awesome picture. And I think mainly because, you know, I'm a fan of what's his face? Damien. And I just think that's awesome. And I love the Batman, all the Bat folks. The Bat folks. I love Nightwing. I love Damian Wayne as Robin. I love Batwoman or Batgirl. Is it Batwoman? Batgirl? Batwoman? Whatever. All I know is it's all awesome, and I can just read Batman today. But Damon Wayans as Robin. No. But no, Damien. He's such an ass. And there's something about him that's like, he was one of those where I've talked about this before. But when I first was watching all of those DC animated films, and I was like, I hate this kid. I hate this kid so much. And then I fell in love with him. And it just, over 2 or 3 films, I was like, this kid's awesome. And he's such a dick, and I love it. And it's so good. I really hope that's where they're going with the new DC films. Because the whole thing is, it's supposed to be Brave and the Bold. It's supposed to be Damian Wayne. And I'm like, I want to see this really bad. And I hope it's awesome. And a good Nightwing. Give us a good Nightwing. Because I love Nightwing. But anyway. Yeah. I like Six Underground. He was still kind of Ryan, but still different enough for me to like the movie. You know, I've never saw that one. That's one of those where I kind of feel like I need to give it a shot. Oh, and I don't know what April was watching. But um but uh I guess she's now giving Amazon the money for no ads. So now I kind of want to go through Amazon and see what I've been missing, because I haven't clicked on Amazon because of the ads. The ads pissed me off so much. I'm like, F you guys. I don't even want to see your stuff. I don't care what you got. Now I'm kind of like, what movies you got now? You know, what cool stuff you got? So I don't know. Um but yeah, Six Underground is Netflix, right? And I never watched that one. I love writing Green Lantern, and I'm dead effing serious. You know what, Rufus? I actually kind of like Green Lantern too. But, you know, I've been watching Rob Liefeld podcasts recently. I don't honestly, there are not any podcasts that I pay attention to. That's not true. That's not true. I guess technically Grim Green, his thing, you know, it's Vaping Guy. I mean, technically his is kind of a podcast. And the Let's Get Physical Media, which I was on, well, they read my name and my whatever. I was Max Alan Collins was on, and I was thanking him for signing my book, which where did I put it? Oh, it's right there. Yeah, I just thanked him for signing it. And then I said something about how I absolutely love that show. The Let's Get Physical Media is one of my favorite shows, just because all three of them have such different tastes, and each one of them know so much about different genres of film. And I end up going, well, I mean, if you want to look, you can point to Max Allen Collins, and you can point to Max or to Shozama in the chat. Those two people have single-handedly gotten me into old films again. So there you go. But I really enjoy watching that show. But other than that, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts or any, you know. So I guess it's good then if you've been watching them. And Carbonite, welcome Carbonite. Good to see you, sir. Imagine being raised by Talia El Ghul. I mean, I know. As an assassin. Yeah. I pay for ad-free Prime, but it still pisses me off every now and then an ad will pop up, but you can skip it. I just hate that I have to click on it to skip it. That's what April was saying, is that there's some that just have commercials and there's no way around it. I don't understand what the thinking is there. I don't know. It just kind of sucks. It just kind of sucks, you know? Let me think. Is there anything else that I wanted to say other than thank you guys once again for being a part of this show, being a part of every show, so just supporting me, and whether it's nothing but you watching this show, you're helping to support this channel, and I really, really appreciate it. And for those of you who are supporting on other levels, I appreciate that too, and you know I do. But yeah, I apologize that things have been weird. You know, I mean, it's just things I've felt weird for the last 5 months, and it's trying to find my groove again, and it's just been weird. So I just thank you guys for sticking with me. I wanted to say there was something else. Oh, look at that. There's the Resident Evil collection for $30. I was looking to see if there was anything on sale this week. There's Black Sails, the complete series, for $10. There's the Beastmaster for $5. Holy crap. Okay. Little House on the Prairie is like 158 seasons, I think. I don't know how many seasons. This is a lot. The complete series for $20. I mean, look, I'm not into it, but if you're into it, holy crap, that's a good deal. The complete Mad Men for $20. Oh my God, the complete Andromeda for $10. Okay, there's some apparently some good TV deals. The complete Haven for 20. April loves that show. Weeds for 20. Let me do this. Let me do TV in HD. Get out of here with your ad blocker. I don't know a whole lot of these shows. Or I haven't seen a lot of these shows. But yeah, there's always good deals on iTunes, man. Some What We Do in the Shadow stuff. Some Twin Peaks was on sale the other day. Some Downton Abbey. I might have to tell April about I mean, I don't think she's going to be into any of those except for Andromeda, maybe. And I think she has most of Haven. I don't know. She loves Haven though, man. She's watched Haven. Like, there's been time she's like, yeah, I'm on my like 10th rewatch because she just puts it on. She knows it so well. She can just put it on. I don't know. That's nuts. You shouldn't have to see any ad if you're paying your ad for ad free. I know, but there's some movies and I'm guessing TV series that just have ads in them, and that's the way they come. I guess I don't know. Under Siege, Under Lockdown, $6.99. I mean, if you're into that, gotta support my friend. I appreciate that, Stop Hawks. I appreciate you guys. Rest in peace, Robert Carradine, aka Louis Skolnick from Revenge of the Nerds. Yeah. And in Jinzu, awesome what? Awesome Blossom? Awesome Possum? What? Hell on Wheels for $20? I don't even know what that is. There's Ash. Is that Ash versus the Evil Dead, the complete series for $8? You have top chat on? No, I have live chat on. It says live chat. Live chat. Live chat. Black Sails is a good, I recommend, but I admit season 1 is a bit horn doggy and kind of campy, but it gets way better. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I think it's time for us to go ahead and move over to Discord. What do you guys think? So yeah, I haven't been watching much of anything else other than Next Generation. So, and I'm, like I said, I'm in the end of season 3, or pretty close to the end, and there's 7 seasons. So it might be a while before I get back into movies. At least a couple weeks. So there you go. Let's see. Open up Discord. Oh, I was saying awesome to finishing Mad Men for the second time. Welcome to Outbeak. Would you like to try an awesome blossom? Oh, I can't do that. I can't do an Australian accent at all. Never been able to. Never been able to do it. I tried, though. I tried. And look, there's already folks in the chat. We got Ninjinzu and Rufus already in the chat. So I'm turning on my camera. What's up, guys?
Hey.
Off the nut. Hey, we're getting close. We're getting real close. All of it's coming. Have a great night. A good night show. Have a good night, guys. Great show, Robert. Frodus boy. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. But yeah, we're over in the hangout. So if you want to, what the F, it's already over. Yeah, 3 hours, man. 3 hours. So yeah, KP
Yeah.
Senti, eat your chicken nuggets and then get in the damn chat already, okay? But hey, again, thank you guys. I appreciate you. You know I do. And y'all have a good one. Samuel, yeah, you check the VOD. You do what you want, man. Do what you want. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.